Look at the headlines in the papers today. Full headlines about what's going on in Egypt. This is a serious situation.
All eyes are focused on Cairo. Despite mass casualties, the protesters vowed to return to the streets of Cairo today. Egypt is under a state of emergency following yesterday's deadly clashes.
And this morning, hundreds are dead, thousands are hurt, and Egypt's interim prime minister is making no apologies. Charlie D'Agata is in Cairo. Charlie, good morning.
Good morning to you, Nora and Charlie. Egypt is not only in a state of emergency, it's in a state of shock. Now, everybody had feared that this 6-week sit-in would end in violence, especially with repeated warnings from the military, but nobody quite expected this level of bloodshed. This morning, soldiers broke down what little remained of the main protest camp, bulldozing the remnants of protesters who fled or fell in yesterday's bloody crackdown. The supporters of ousted President Mohammed Morsi, the Muslim Brotherhood, called yesterday's violence no less than a massacre. First, police fired tear gas into the crowds to break up thousands of demonstrators. Then, security forces fired bullets. Automatic weapons gunfire rang out at the site of the main demonstration. A makeshift clinic was soon overwhelmed. Most of the victims had gunshot wounds to the head and chest, giving weight to claims from protesters that snipers were firing into the crowds. But Egyptian television, supporters of the military-led interim government, showed what appeared to be gunmen within the crowd opening fire at security forces, too. These images show what happened when protesters trapped an armored vehicle and managed to push it off an overpass, killing 4 policemen. And today, the Muslim Brotherhood said their fight is not over. They vowed to bring down what they called the military coup and said they remain committed to peaceful demonstrations. Traffic has begun flowing through the streets that had been the scene of the sit-in and the brutal breakup of the demonstrations that followed. But after yesterday's carnage, nobody here would ever describe the situation as getting back to normal. Egyptians are waking up to an uncertain future this morning. Now, an overnight curfew last night meant that the streets were virtually deserted. We saw army and police checkpoints. And more concerning than that, we saw lots of groups of men wielding clubs and machetes determined to hold on to the streets. Charlie and Nora?
Charlie D'Agata, thank you.